Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We are joined by Dora Kurimay, again, our performance coach based out of New York City, but she's helping people all around the world. And we're going to talk a little bit today in regards to, well, unfortunately, I think I might have your old notes. I think you wanted to update them, but I can't see the attachment. So I'm going to ask you outright. What are we talking about for today?
Yeah. So this is the last episode, and it's just going to be a summary about all of my services and the books. And yeah, so it's going to be just a summary that what can I offer for anyone, basically, starting from performance coaching services, from working with athletes and also working with professionals, as well as providing even table tennis coaching services.
Oh my goodness, you do it all. So,
Mhm,
introduce yourself to our listeners to start. They may not be familiar
mhm,
with who you are. You're the founder of, well, Dora Kurimay, INC. You're a mental performance coach. I know that. There's a lot to you. You're an author, and tell us specifically what a performance coach maybe does. And of course, you're a European table tennis champ. I mean, there's just so much to you. I need you to tell us.
mhm. Yeah, so I'm a former European table tennis champion in table tennis, and I'm an author, athlete, performance and mental coach. And basically, my business is about offering in-person and online mental coaching services in the US and all over the world. And I work with athletes, professionals, teams, and individuals who seek fulfillment and well-being, their mind, body, and spirit. And I published a couple of books as well. And yes, and I also, how you said, I offer high performance coaching services for professionals, and I work with athletes, and I also offer even table tennis coaching as well.
Right. And clearly that's part of what makes you unique because I don't know any other performance coach that also is a champion like this. Would you mind elaborating on that?
Sure. So I'm a former, how I said, a former European table tennis champion and international coach. And I bring my world-class athletic experience to my work as a mental performance coach. And I apply my sports psychology, performance enhancement research, and also my personal experience as an athlete when I work with anyone. And having grown up in Eastern Europe and traveled the world as a professional athlete and studied psychology and sports psychology in both Europe and in the US, provided me with a unique ability to connect and work with people who wish to improve their professional and personal performance. And having worked with performers, amateur and professional athletes and Olympians, as well as professionals for the last 12 years, I can say that I put a lot of effort to figuring out the best ways to help my clients. In other words, not just focusing on the goals and outcomes, but rather think about an individualized process through which people can achieve their goals. And I would also point out, when it comes to coaching, depending on what a person needs, I'm happy to blend my Eastern European toughness with constructive feedback to help to bring the best out of people, young and old.
So this is, as a performance coach, these are some of the things you're working on, not just athletes, but with everyday people, businesses, and so on, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. So the principles are the same. So the good thing is that anyone can use this approach, and basically, I'm helping people to figure out what they want and also how achieve their goals. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, let's talk a little
Mhm.
more in regards to the specific services that you offer. I mean, from the coaching, for the mental performance coaching as well for athletes, you do table tennis coaching, and then the high performance coaching as well, right?
Yes. So when I do high performance coaching for professionals, I work with professionals to improve their performance and optimize their work. And I teach stress management techniques and coping skills. And everyone can benefit working with me. And we talked about this last episode. Actually, the last episode was about also, we talked about that, what is high performance coaching and how I can help with clients. I also work with athletes as well. I'm focusing on more on the competitive side. So I work with competitive athletes and prepare them for tournaments about how they can handle pressure and teach them mental skills. How you train your body, you must train your mind as well. And I teach athletes how they can improve confidence, concentration skills, motivation, match preparation, teamwork through different techniques. And my clients range from individuals to large groups in many types of sport, including tennis, table tennis, gymnastics, squash, heptathlon, karate, swimming, soccer, golf, and
Wonderful. Go
softball.
ahead, go ahead.
um, yes, and I also do table tennis coaching, and I teach strong fundamentals for players. And if anyone looking for table tennis coaching lessons, take their table tennis or ping pong skills to the next level, I also do that, and I'm trying to do that in a fun and a fun way. And it's a really fun sport, but we will also talk about this today. And I coach in New York, online as well, and I also coach at Ping Pod in Manhattan. It's a table tennis club.
Great. And let's talk a little bit about all of your books and share a little bit about each of them. Let's find out about them. And then how can we, of course, buy a book as well?
Yeah, so I published a couple of books on how you can develop psychological edge and attaining mental toughness. And the first book was about get your game face on, and it's a fast guide, walks you through to build a personalized game face routine between points, and helps anyone to manage stress during even the fierce competition. And that was the first one. The second book was is about get your game face on like the pros, which is an extended version of the first book, and it offers not only routines between points, but also the book it also includes how you can develop a customized personal routine between points and mental skills as well as healthy lifestyle choices. So it offers a more holistic view about on mental toughness, and it also gives you a system that you can follow. You can improve a lot. And I also created a workbook which only includes exercises. It's called Get Your Game Face On Workbook, which goes really well with these two books that I mentioned. And basically it only includes exercises, and it's about how to be in the zone, achieve peak performance, and play your best table tennis skills. So anyone who is interested in getting just exercises, this book about exercises. And the last book is about my stories of mental toughness on and off the table. That's my latest book, and I share 11 of my hard-won lessons of my life, and I tied back these theories to stories. Sorry, I tied back these stories to theories, and I give mental toughness tips at the end of each chapter, basically.
Awesome. Now, working as, you deal with a lot of psychology with what you do. So you're working really on the mental side with people in a sense. So when it comes to table tennis, let me ask you, what does it take to be a good player? And is there any like specific criteria that you need and any mental traits that would make someone good at doing this sport?
Yeah, so it's a very complex sport, and there are four aspects of the game: the physical, technical, tactical, and mental parts of the game. I would say mental part is a huge part of the game, but the rest is also very, very important if you want to be in a higher level. And a great player is good at all aspects of the game. So a great player has good footwork, physical strength, stamina, hand-eye coordination skills, balance, and quick reflexes. Also very consistent, so able to keep the ball on the table, has good power, and combines a different variety of shots, because there are different shots, different spins, and also location is very important, and speed and pace is as well during the game. And regarding the mental game, a good player needs excellent focusing skills and also confidence skills, mental toughness. And we talked about it before, but mental toughness is a psychological edge that helps you to cope better during competition training and life, to be more consistent, focused, and confident, and ultimately better than your opponent under pressure, and bounce back quickly after challenges and setbacks. And basically, also there are some different techniques that great players also use intentionally or intentionally, because it's very important to be positive and calm during a game. So using positive self-talk, breathing, visualization, and keeping a positive body language during games are critical. And a great player also needs determination, commitment, self-reflection to improve his or her game.
All right, so table tennis, clearly it's a very complex game and difficult for me when I've tried. How does it show up in mental game?
So yes, it's a very complex game, and you must develop different skills and able to switch tactics quickly, keep your focus, and handle pressure at the highest level. And one game goes until only 11 points, and you switch served after every 2 points. And the focusing skill is even more important than before, when one game went till 21 points, because if you get an edge, a net, or you miss a couple of easy shots, you can quickly lose a game. So players even need more focusing skills than before. And yes, it's a very technical sport, and there are many different styles. So some players use short, medium, or long pimples. This is a different service. So there are rubbers on the racket, and there are different kind of rubbers, and you even have to know what your opponent is and using, and you have to be very strategic. And there are also offensive and defensive styles. Defensive styles called chopper players. They play far away from the table, and you must able to adapt depending whom you play against, and it includes very quick strategic decisions. So it's a very complex game. It's a little geeky sport in a way,
Yeah.
that way.
All right. Can you take me back to the first time when you played table tennis and how when you knew you wanted to be a pro and, work further in this career?
Um, yeah, so the first time I ever played table tennis was probably at a playground that was very close to our home at that time. And I played on a cement table with my family. And I can't recall the first ever time I played, but I really enjoyed it, and I was enthusiastic, and I had positive emotions. And I probably played against my dad, sister, and mom, but no one was good. I mean, was a pro that time, and it was all about having fun. And later, I was introduced to the sport in a more professional way by my cousin, who played professional table tennis. And after I started playing more seriously, I wanted to make the national team and play professionally.
Wow. Well, congratulations
Mhm.
on this. And wait, what age did you start?
I started playing more seriously age 8.
Oh my goodness, this is awesome. We're going to take a quick
Mhm.
break here. We're going to talk about table tennis more and why it's such a great sport. But we're going to take a break now. I need to find out the best form in all forms of contact, please.
Um, so the best formula contact is DORA at DORAKURIMAY.com. This was my email address, and my phone number is 347-849-1563. And if anyone wants to visit my website, It's at www.dorakurimay.com, and anyone can get more information there.
All right, great. Stand by. I'll be right back in just a minute and a half. Don't go anywhere.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision.
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Attracting new customers has been tricky.
So we claimed our free business profile on Google.
Yeah, now we can accept bookings, list our products, even post updates.
Our free business profile helps us stand out and connect with customers on Google.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And we are back with Dora Kurimay, again, our performance coach here, talking in regards to herself as an author, as a coach, with athletes, with professionals, and so much more. And we were just on the topic of, you're talking to a champion here on table tennis in general. She told us about how she got involved in it. And just curious, why do you think table tennis is a great sport? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so table tennis is an Olympic sport since 1988, and it's a non-traditional, non-contact sport. And it's very different from a traditional contact team sport like soccer and football, because table tennis is very accessible, and it helps to build many different skills such as hand-eye coordination skills and focus. It develops quick reflexes, speed, strength, and it's a great sport for mental fitness as well. And it's also fun, and it's a very social sport. And many researchers point out that playing table tennis has many positive health benefits, such as increasing concentration, alertness, stimulating brain function, keeping the brain sharp, preventing dementia, developing tactical thinking, hand-eye coordination, and balancing skills, providing aerobic exercise, burning calories, boosting immunity, and providing social and recreational interaction. And table tennis is also recommended for Parkinson and Alzheimer patients. And it's easy to get concussions and injuries in soccer and football, whereas table tennis is a very safe sport. And without risking injury, it's good for your mental and physical health.
Awesome. And it is getting more popular, right, in the US?
Yes, absolutely. It's getting more and more popular in the US.
Great. So what did you learn through tennis, in a sense, in your table tennis work and all that you've done that can be applied to your life, as well as working with your clients?
So through table tennis, I learned to develop a mindset that to play point by point, regardless from the previous point. And this can be applied in sports and life as well. And everyone wants to be in the present moment. And this is the philosophy that I also teach to my clients as well. So this is very important. I also traveled over the world, and table tennis opened many doors for me to meet new friends, experience other cultures, and even find a passion for sports psychology. And it also helped me to build many different skills that I already talked about, but such as hand-eye coordination skills, focus, quick reflexes, speed, stamina, strength, willpower, and mental fitness. And it's a very social sport, and I met many people through table tennis, and also being in a very diverse table tennis culture helped me to develop social skills and able to see things from a different perspective, because everything is relative and it depends on the bubble that you are
Yep.
in. So it helped me to see the individual differences, and therefore I like to create individualized plan for anyone who I work with.
And how are you giving back to the table tennis community?
So, so I'm the chair of the USA Table Tennis Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. So, just doing that work, it's kind of
Clearly a
giving.
lot. Yes, yes, you are.
Giving it back, and our mission is to create a welcoming and encouraging environment for all table tennis players, regardless their race, gender, ethnicity, national origin, LGBTQ plus, religion, language, and physical and cognitive abilities. And we would like to do that through education. So that's definitely in a way to giving back to the sport. And another way, I also coached a nonprofit organization like AYTTO, which is the American Youth Table Tennis organization, and it's a nonprofit organization that is offering after-school table tennis programs for kids. So,
Great. Look at
yes.
you. Busy, busy. And again, as an author, I mean, how do you have time to do all this?
Well, passion is very important what you do. So I'm passionate about my work, and it's fun. So it's easy to create things in a way when you like these skills. So regarding that, I publish books and other training materials on table tennis, and I've also done research work on table tennis. And I gave workshops and presentations for table tennis associations, clubs, and also the International Table Tennis Federation, which is the world organization. And I gave presentations on motivation, stress management, and mental toughness regarding table tennis.
Awesome. Great. And how does it work to work with you? Would you mind sharing?
Sure. So if anyone is interested to work with me, can reach to me at my phone number, which is 347-849-1563. My email address is dora@dorakurimay.com. And I also have my website where you can find all these informations, which is www.dorakurimay.com.
And where do you find time for yourself? What else do you love doing besides coaching and besides doing table tennis? Is there another passion of yours?
So yes, I like to run and doing yoga, and also meet with friends.
Yeah.
And also find hidden spots in Manhattan. And yes, I do other sports, many different other sports as well. But social aspect is very important, and I'm very open-minded, and I like to explore as well, and also travel as well.
Me too. Yeah, but with kids kind of slow me down on the travel end, but it's always awesome. And just remind us again the names of the books and where we can find them.
So the names of the book is Get Your Game Face On, Get Your Game Face On Like the Pros, Get Your Game Face On Workbook, and My Stories of Mental Toughness on and Off the Table. And it's available on my website, which is www.dorakurimay.com. And it's also available on Amazon as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much. So is this our last show? Are we done?
Yes, this
Wow.
is the last show.
Well,
Yeah.
I've learned so much from you. I hope our listeners have. And thank you for bringing this to our attention. And anyone in need of a performance coach, she's, I mean, amazing. I can't even tell you, but she's become a good friend the past few months. And I really am going to miss you. I'm sure we'll reconnect again somehow, Dora.
I hope so. I will miss you as well. And thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much. You have a great day. To all of our listeners,
You
the
too.
same. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.